Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. And this one is particular mind-blowing, I gotta say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because guess what? This whole episode, everything we're diving into today,
Mm.
it was all researched and put together by our brand new AI model, O3 Deep Research.
Hmm.
This whole thing is AI generated. Wild, right?
That's pretty
I
incredible.
know. And what O3 dug into is something we talk about a lot on this show,
Yeah.
AI and its impact on the future, but with a really specific focus.
Okay.
We're talking about the up-and-coming generations,
Mm-hmm.
Generation Alpha,
Mm.
those born between 2011 and 2024,
Right, right.
and then Generation Beta, who will be born starting around 2025 and beyond.
So basically kids growing up entirely in an AI-driven world.
Exactly. And O3 based all this on a fascinating essay called The Young and the Restless, AI's Influence on Emerging Generations.
Interesting title.
Right. So our mission today is to explore the ways AI might fundamentally change how these kids learn, work, and even just interact with each other and the world.
It's a huge topic for sure.
Huge. So I'm curious, where did O3 even begin with all this?
Well, it started by taking us back a bit, laying out some generational context.
Ah,
Looking at the generations that came before Alpha and Beta, because the essay argues that each generation is shaped by the world they grow up in.
makes sense. Like, think about the baby boomers.
Like boomers.
Coming of age after World War II, a time of optimism,
Yeah.
the whole American dream thing. But now they're looking at their grandkids and maybe feeling a little anxious about the future.
It's a very different world now, that's for sure.
Totally. And then you've got Gen X, who grew up with more independence, more tech advancements.
Right, like the early days of personal computers and video games.
Yeah, so they're pretty tech savvy, but maybe a little more guarded in their outlook,
A bit more cynical, perhaps.
maybe. And then, of course, the millennials.
The first digital natives, as they're often called.
Right, though some might argue it's really Gen Z.
True, but millennials were definitely the first to have that widespread internet access during their formative years.
For sure. They are seen as more idealistic, believing in tech as a force for good.
Yeah, and they were raised with a lot of support, which probably contributed to that worldview.
Yeah, I can see that. And then you've got Gen Z, who are like full-on digital natives,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. They don't even remember a time before the internet.
It's just a given for them. And they're known for valuing diversity, social justice, all that.
But also dealing with high levels of anxiety in this hyper-connected world.
Yeah, that's a key point. And it sets the stage for understanding what's coming next with Alpha and Beta.
Right, because they're inheriting this legacy of rapid technological and social change.
Okay, so let's dive into Generation Alpha specifically. What does the essay say about these kids who are like toddlers to early teens right now?
Well, it calls them the first fully digital natives.
Okay, but what does that actually mean, though?
Yeah.
They use technology, but isn't that true for lots of kids these days?
It goes deeper than that.
Yeah.
For them, digital isn't something they learned. It's just there.
Like breathing air.
Exactly. They're interacting with screens intuitively from, like, toddlerhood. Have you ever seen a 2-year-old effortlessly navigate a tablet?
Oh yeah, my niece can unlock my phone faster than I can.
It's amazing, right? And think about their early exposure to AI, things like smart speakers.
Oh yeah, those things are everywhere now.
Kids are literally growing up talking to Alexa or Siri like it's normal.
It's their reality.
Yeah.
And how do you think that impacts how they learn? I mean, education is so different now than it was for us.
The essay talks about this shift towards interactive, personalized learning, heavy reliance on online resources.
Which makes sense, given their comfort with tech.
But there's a question, right? Could this constant stimulation affect their attention spans?
Like if they're used to instant gratification, could they struggle with focus?
Exactly. It's a potential challenge. And then there's the social aspect.
Ah, yeah, because so much interaction is happening online now.
The essay even mentions virtual play dates becoming the norm, especially after, well.
Yeah, recent events definitely accelerated that trend.
Right. And while it's great to stay connected online, we have to wonder about the impact on those crucial face-to-face skills.
Like reading body language, all that nonverbal communication.
That stuff you can't learn through a screen. And of course, there are the privacy implications.
Oh yeah, the digital footprints these kids are creating from basically day one.
It's a huge concern. And the essay also talks about the potential impact on imagination.
Like if they're constantly consuming prepackaged digital content.
Right. Are they losing the ability to create their own worlds and stories? It's a valid question.
It is. Definitely a lot to think about. But the essay does point out some advantages too, right?
Definitely. Their digital fluency is incredible. and the potential for personalized learning is huge.
Yeah, if AI can tailor education to each kid's needs, that could be revolutionary.
Agreed. So that's a glimpse into Generation Alpha. Now buckle up, because Generation Beta is where things get really interesting.
Oh, I'm ready. What's the essay have to say about them?
If Alpha are digital natives, Beta might be the first true AI natives.
Wow, what does that even look like?
Imagine being born into a world where AI is woven into the fabric of everything.
Like, even more so than now.
Way more. The essay talks about pervasive AI, advanced virtual and augmented reality, smart environments everywhere.
Smart homes, smart schools, smart cities, like that.
Exactly. Imagine a childhood with intelligent virtual assistants that aren't just tools, but companions and tutors.
Like a personalized AI buddy guiding you through life.
In a way, yeah. But of course, that raises questions about social development.
In privacy, I bet.
Big time. How do you form real human connections when you have this constant AI presence? And who has access to all the data these AI companions are gathering?
Those are big questions. And the essay highlights some other potential challenges for beta, too, right?
Oh, yeah, like even greater erosion of privacy as data collection becomes even more ubiquitous, and the whole issue of navigating a world with AI-generated misinformation.
Oh, man. Deep fakes and stuff like that.
Exactly. How do you know what's real when AI can create practically anything? It's a major challenge. And then there's the job market they'll be entering.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine how much AI will change that.
The essay talks about massive automation, the need for entirely new skill sets.
Will there even be jobs for humans in some sectors?
That's the million-dollar question. But amidst all these challenges, there are also some pretty incredible hopes for beta.
Okay, tell me about the good stuff.
Well, the essay paints a picture of unparalleled convenience in daily life.
Like everything just working seamlessly thanks to AI.
Yeah, think smart homes that anticipate your needs, personalized healthcare, super efficient transportation.
Sign me up.
And there's also the potential for breakthroughs in solving global problems.
Things like climate change, disease, poverty.
Exactly. AI could help us tackle those in ways we can't even imagine right now.
Yeah.
And this is kind of cool. The essay suggests that beta might have a deeper philosophical understanding of what it means to be human.
Because they're growing up alongside this other form of intelligence.
Right. They'll have to really grapple with questions of consciousness, identity, purpose.
Deep stuff. But that brings us to a really important point the essay makes about how AI is different from past technological revolutions.
This is key. It argues that AI isn't just another tool, like the printing press or the internet.
Okay, so what makes it different?
Those earlier inventions mostly extended our physical or sensory capabilities.
Like they helped us do things faster or reach farther or communicate more easily.
Right. But AI introduces something fundamentally new. Machine intelligence that can perform cognitive tasks.
So it's not just about doing things, it's about thinking.
Exactly. And the speed of AI adoption is unlike anything we've seen before.
The essay gave that example of ChatGPT hitting 100 million users in a couple of months.
That's mind-blowing. It took other tech decades to reach that kind of scale.
And then there's the speed at which AI is improving itself.
Like AlphaGo Zero learning to play Go at a superhuman level all on its own.
It's almost scary how fast this is all happening.
It is, and the essay emphasizes how AI's impact will be far broader than previous tech shifts.
So not just affecting one industry or sector, but basically everything.
Pretty much. From healthcare to finance to transportation to education, AI will be everywhere.
Wow. And the essay talks about this blur between tool and autonomous agent.
Yeah, like these AI systems are starting to act on our behalf, making decisions without direct human input.
Which is kind of freaky when you think about it.
It raises so many ethical questions, but there's also the potential for AI to enhance our own abilities.
The essay called it AI co-creation.
Right. Imagine AI helping us analyze huge data sets, identify patterns, even spark new ideas.
Like a turbo boost for our brains.
Exactly. But then there's the whole issue of complexity.
Training.
These AI systems are becoming so complex that even their creators don't fully understand how they work.
Like they're black boxes.
Yeah, which means we might not always know how an AI arrives at a certain conclusion.
That's a little unsettling.
It is. And then there's this concept of recursive improvement. The idea that AI can be used to design even more advanced AI, leading to this exponential growth in capability.
So it's like AI building itself, getting smarter and smarter.
Right, and faster than humans ever could. And finally, the essay highlights the personal aspect of AI.
Like how it's becoming integrated into our homes, our relationships, even our bodies.
Exactly. It's not just something we use, it's becoming part of who we are.
Okay, so let's zoom in on some specific areas. How does the essay see AI changing education for alpha and beta?
Imagine a classroom where every student has a personalized learning plan powered by AI.
Like an AI tutor that adapts to each kid's needs and pace.
Exactly. And AI could help teachers identify struggling students, provide targeted support.
Which would free up teachers to do more mentoring and relationship building.
That's the idea. And AI could provide access to educational resources for kids anywhere in the world.
So location wouldn't be a barrier to learning anymore.
Exactly. But the essay also points out some potential downsides. The risk of over-reliance on technology, the need to balance AI with traditional learning.
Makes sense. We don't want kids to just become passive consumers of information.
Right. And we need to teach them critical thinking skills, how to evaluate information, not just accept it.
Especially in an age of AI-generated content.
Absolutely. And privacy concerns are huge, of course, with all the data being collected.
That's a big one. Okay, so what about the world of work? How does AI impact alpha and beta's future careers?
The essay predicts that AI will automate a lot of routine tasks, leading to a shift in the types of jobs available.
So some jobs will disappear, but new ones will emerge.
Right. We might see jobs we haven't even thought of yet, roles focused on managing AI ethics, things like that.
So learning to work alongside AI will be crucial.
Absolutely. And the essay emphasizes the importance of uniquely human skills, creativity, problem solving, emotional intelligence.
Those are things AI can't replicate, at least not yet.
Exactly. And lifelong learning will be essential because the job market will be constantly evolving.
So staying adaptable is key. But the essay also raises the issue of inequality, right?
Yeah, if access to AI training and resources isn't equitable, it could create a huge divide.
That's a valid concern. And the essay even hints at a future where our concept of work might change entirely. Like, maybe we won't work as many hours because AI will handle so much.
It's a possibility. Okay, now let's talk about the social side of things. How does AI affect how alpha and beta connect and interact?
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting.
This essay talks about the rise of AI companions and even AI influencers.
Like imagine growing up with an AI friend or role model.
It could change how young people form relationships, build their self-esteem, even perceive the world.
That's a little mind-blowing, honestly. And the essay also mentions AI's potential impact on family dynamics.
Like imagine AI assistants helping with childcare or elder care.
Would that bring families closer or create new tensions? Who knows?
It's uncharted territory. And then there's the way AI could change how we communicate.
Like AI writing our emails or helping us navigate social interactions.
Yeah, or even facilitating conversations in real time. And the essay touches on AI's role in dating and friendship formation.
Like matching people based on their AI-analyzed profiles.
It's already happening to some extent, but we have to be aware of the risks.
Like what?
AI algorithms could reinforce social media echo chambers, feeding us information that confirms our existing biases.
So it could make polarization even worse.
It's a possibility. But AI could also break down language barriers, connect people from different cultures.
That's the positive side. And the essay mentions AI's role in mental health. It could provide support and companionship, but also potentially fuel anxiety and comparison.
It's a double-edged sword, for sure. Okay, now for the big one, the prospect of superintelligent AI emerging within alpha and beta's lifetimes.
That's some next-level stuff. What does the essay say about that?
It points to predictions that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, could be a reality within their lifespan.
AGI, meaning AI that's as smart as humans or even smarter.
Exactly. And some experts believe this could happen as early as 2040.
That's not that far off. What are the implications of that?
Well, the essay highlights both the amazing potential and the serious risks.
Like what?
Superintelligent AI could help us solve major global problems, but it could also pose existential threats if it's not aligned with human values.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It is, but it could become reality. So the essay stresses the need for strong regulations, ethical frameworks.
And the importance of teaching these young generations about AI ethics.
Absolutely. They're the ones who will inherit this world, so they need to be prepared.
Okay, so zooming out a bit, what does the essay say about the overall risks and opportunities of this hyper-connected future?
Well, on the positive side, it talks about unprecedented convenience and efficiency.
Like smart homes, self-driving cars, personalized services, all that.
Exactly. And the potential for global collaboration and innovation on a scale never seen before.
That sounds pretty amazing. But what about the risks?
Privacy is a huge concern, with constant monitoring and data collection becoming the norm.
It's like Big Brother on steroids.
Kinda. And there's the vulnerability to cybersecurity threats, system failures.
Because everything's so interconnected, one glitch could have a massive ripple effect.
Right. And then there's the challenge of misinformation and deepfakes, which AI could make even more sophisticated.
So knowing what's real will become even harder.
It will. And we have to consider the psychological impact of constant connectivity.
Like information overload, the need to disconnect and recharge.
Exactly. And then there are the ethical implications of AI making decisions that affect our lives.
Like algorithmic bias, the potential for unfair outcomes.
It's something we need to address head on. So to understand all this better, the essay looks back at some historical parallels.
Interesting. Which historical periods does it focus on?
The Industrial Revolution and the Digital Revolution, specifically the rise of the Internet.
Okay, what can we learn from those?
Well, the Industrial Revolution teaches us that new technology often leads to social challenges that we need to adapt to.
Like the initial impact on child labor.
Exactly. It took time to develop laws and systems to protect workers and ensure that progress benefited everyone.
So it's a reminder that technology isn't inherently good or bad, it's how we use it.
Right. And the essay points out the similarities between the moral panics around new forms of entertainment back then.
Like concerns about novels, then movies, then rock music, then video games.
Exactly. And now we have similar anxieties about AI and social media.
People fear what they don't understand.
It's a natural human reaction. But the essay also highlights how each generation adapts and shapes these new technologies in their own way.
Okay, so what about the digital revolution? What lessons does the essay draw from that?
It points out the same pattern of moral panics around new media.
Like the early fears about the internet corrupting young minds.
Exactly. But the essay also shows how young people were often the ones driving innovation and adoption.
They're the digital natives, after all.
Right. And they use these tools for activism, for connecting with others, for making a difference.
So it's a reminder to not underestimate the ingenuity and potential of young people.
Absolutely. Okay, so based on all this, what does the essay suggest we do to prepare alpha and beta for this AI-driven world?
I'm all ears.
It lays out several key strategies. First, reimagining education.
Meaning?
Teaching kids not just how to use technology, but how it works, how to think critically about it.
Digital literacy is crucial.
Absolutely. And fostering creativity, problem-solving skills, adaptability.
Because those will be essential in a constantly changing job market.
Right. And integrating AI tools into the classroom thoughtfully, not just for the sake of it.
And ensuring equal access to those tools for all students, regardless of background.
That's crucial. And the essay also emphasizes the need for social-emotional learning.
To help kids navigate the social and emotional challenges of this digital world.
Exactly. Okay. Beyond education, the essay stresses the importance of ethics and human values.
Like, how do we ensure that AI is used ethically?
Right. We need to have open discussions about AI ethics, explore different scenarios, foster critical reflection.
And role model ethical behavior ourselves.
Absolutely. And schools and communities can create guidelines for AI use.
So it's a collective effort. What about policy? What role does that play?
The essay calls for a child rights perspective in AI regulation, protecting kids' privacy online, auditing AI systems used by children to ensure fairness.
So making sure AI isn't used to exploit or manipulate young people.
Exactly, and investing in AI education, incentivizing the development of ethical AI.
And requiring parental controls and transparency so parents can understand how AI is being used.
It's about creating a responsible and accountable AI ecosystem. Finally, the essay talks about fostering a balanced digital culture.
Like finding a healthy balance between online and offline life.
Exactly, encouraging a digital diet, open communication about technology use within families.
And promoting positive uses of AI, celebrating the creativity and innovation that young people are already bringing to this space.
Absolutely, and nurturing well-being outside of technology so kids don't become overly dependent on it.
It's about finding that balance. And the essay makes a really important point about involving young people in this process.
Oh, yeah. Giving them a voice in shaping the future of AI.
Like through consultations, advisory panels, internships.
Exactly. Their perspective is crucial. Wow, this has been an incredible deep dive. It really has. O3 did an amazing job summarizing this complex topic.
Seriously, shout out to O3. But yeah, this essay, The Young and the Restless, really makes you think.
It does. The future of alpha and beta is so intertwined with AI, it's almost impossible to separate them.
And it's our responsibility to ensure that AI is used to benefit them, not harm them.
Couldn't agree more. We need to be proactive, thoughtful, and prioritize their well-being.
So, to everyone listening, what's one small thing you can do today to help prepare the next generation for this AI-driven world?
Yeah, think about it. It could be talking to your kids about AI ethics, supporting policies that protect children online, or just encouraging a healthy balance with technology.
It all makes a difference. Thanks for joining us for this thought-provoking AI-generated episode of The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.